Yo, what's up? Shadowstar here. Here to do go ahead, do a chapter review of 119. A fairly simple chapter. It's pretty much like all we get is a full battle of Deku versus Bakugou, and as we find out, he's actually got a little strategy inside him too. We are going to go ahead and dive right into this, but it shouldn't even take that long. Hold up. Let me see. The heck? Oop. Okay, I'll deal with that later. All right. Like I said, it's just basically a full-on battle of Bakugou versus Deku, and uh, Deku's like he's basically eliminating that Bakugou simply wants to let out his emotions and frustrations about him being able to unable to do anything during the fight between All Might and Sensei. Finally remember that name. Okay. However, he says he has no intentions of becoming a punching bag in this fight. Uh, so, if we skip the quick emotional spiel about how they were never able to let out what they truly felt about each other, I'm not gonna lie, that's kind of nope. I'm gonna leave that alone. Okay, so the fight starts off with Bakugou just blasting off into the air at Deku right now. Hold up, let me go ahead and flip this. Oh, okay, there we go. That looks a little bit better. Yeah, Bakugou's just basically blasting off into the air at Deku, and he tries to blow up the ground towards him. Deku, of course, is hopping back. Like Deku's gotten pretty fast since his training, and that's when we learn that Bakugou's actually been paying close attention. Like he knows a bit about Deku's fighting style, and Bakugou's like doing quick successions attacks while well, you can't really read it, but right here he's saying, don't let him think. Like he knows one of Deku's most dangerous traits is that he's able to figure out strategies quickly, but if you attack faster than he can think, then Deku's kind of in a disadvantage. So he's literally launching a whirlwind of explosions at Deku right now, not giving him enough time to assess the situation. And Deku kind of realizes this. He's looking like by the time he lands, he's already closed the distance, which isn't good. And Deku tries to deflect the hand, but again, Bakugou, he's already understands that giving Deku any type of openings and any type of plans to form thoughts is going to work against him. So he's attacking. Plus, Bakugou's more capable of attack. So, I mean, more capable in combat. Like right here, it looks like he's about to straight up attack, but in fact, it was a feint so that he could get behind Deku. Like I said, Bakugou's not stupid. He's got a bit of strategy in him as well. And he gives him a hard punch directly to the rib cage. Like, I want to say that's the rib cage because from this angle, it looks like it's a hard punch to the rib cage. Or it could be like, well, that's an awkward angle to punch somebody in the stomach, and I don't think it'd be very effective. But I suppose if he added an explosion, it probably would. It doesn't look like he added one, though. Either way, the attack was hard enough to actually have Deku coughing up spit, so it was a pretty good attack. And knocks him against the rail. Bakugou, he's just like he's pressing on his advantage. And Deku's looking like I don't even have time to breathe right now. But Deku, he's not taking all the hits. He is dodging quite a few of them, but Bakugou's keeping up his succession of attacks. Like he grabs Deku by the arm right here, uh, and just straight up slams him into the curve. And this is where Deku's looking like my usual method is to predict the enemy's movements and decide on the best course of action. but I'll never make it in time if I do that. The reflective speech will move immediately after seeing. One thing's for certain, he started to polish it much more than before. So yeah, Deku's acknowledging, yeah, this guy's got some pretty quick attacks. And he's looking like you've really gotten stronger. And so for some reason, this pisses Bakugou off. He's like, "What the hell do you think you're smiling about?" He's like, "I thought you said you weren't gonna be my punching bag. Guess you were wrong." And Deku's looking like, "I won't be. You're probably just scheming one of your tricks as usual." So Bakugou understands that Deku's a strategy type, and as long as Bakugou keeps up the attacks and doesn't give him time to properly formulate his plans, he has the advantage. And he uses a stun gun, which basically blinds. Stun grenade, which basically blinds Deku. And he's looking like that kind of stuff always made me sick to my stomach. I never know what the hell you're thinking. No matter how much I beat the living shit out of you, you kept holding on and coming at me, and you were always looking at me from above with those damn eyes of yours, even though you were just some asshole who never had a damn thing. And that's word by word verbatim from Bakugou. He's like, it's as if this whole time you were looking down at me with dismay and truly aiming to surpass me because you knew you could. It's that goddamn attitude of yours that I can't fucking stand. Yeah, so Bakugou's finally letting out all his frustration. I mean, you gotta admit, no matter what happened, Deku never gave up on his dreams, and Deku finally got a lucky break, and he finally got a quirk now, and he's finally got I'm actually going to put up a video regarding Deku and a certain theory that I have about the future of this manga, but we're going to move on besides that. But like I said, he's finally got a quirk now, and Deku's like been acknowledged by a lot of people. As we saw, like in other chapters, Bakugou's also beginning to acknowledge Deku because of the fact that Bakugou knows Deku got his quirk from All Might. Bakugou knows that well, obviously, Bakugou realized that Deku got his provisional license before he did. And all in all, it's starting to annoy Bakugou. He feels like the one who's actually, the whole time, Deku's the one who's looking down on him, like he thinks Deku might have thought he was better than him. And Deku's looking like, you thought of me in that way? Well, that is pretty normal. If I kept being looked down on and made fun of by someone, I know I would want to have nothing to do with that person. But even so, just like I said earlier, I did have nothing. And that's exactly why, to the same extent as of all of your unpleasant traits, your sheer amazingness at everything you do was so brilliant to me, it was blinding. And you, who had so many things that I never had, to me were an amazing inspiring person who was even closer to me than All Might. Okay, so I'm gonna guess that they kind of had like a love-hate brother bromance going on. And because of that, all right, like at this point, Deku's charging at Bakugou. And this is where we learn an interesting fact about Deku. He's looking like my emotions got worked up. He's several levels faster than before, and my control was slightly disrupted. The upper limit that my body would ordinarily allow for this whole time, 5% was the limit I was conscious of while in full cow. And surprisingly, it never even occurred to me exactly how much I'd been able to train and polish my body up till now. Bakugou's getting up his guard because he knows he can't dodge it in time. And let's see. Okay. Uh-huh. Maximum power limit. I finally caught up to you. Shot with all his might. Turns out Deku's maximum power limit is now 8%. He's no longer he's able to use more power than just 5%. He's now able to use 8% of his full power. And that pretty much goes back to what All Might was saying, that Deku is just basically a quickly put together vessel for all for one. I mean, one for all. Yeah, one for all. He's a quickly put together vessel for one for all. And as a result, he has to slowly build himself up. Like, let's see. All Might stated that as Deku's time goes on, he'll slowly be able to use. Hold on one moment. Okay, sorry about that. This is literally the only image I could find that I could feel that could stress my point. But as Midoriya grows older and whatnot, and he gets like more adjusted to one for all. I mean, yeah, one for all. Uh, he might actually be able to enter it like a full on muscle state, just like All Might. And the plus side about him is since he doesn't have some crippling injury, it won't. He'll be able to actually utilize it for longer amounts of time than All Might did. So right now, his maximum has gone up to 8%, and for all we know, that 3% could possibly be a huge jump in his power. Anyway, that's pretty much how the chapter ends. Let's see. Hold up, let me go back. Let's see. We got the results of the second popularity polls will be announced along with a color cover. So we're gonna get the popularity results next chapter. It looks like. Okay. Let's see. There we go. Like I said, not a lot happened in that. We're basically getting a full-on fight between them, and there's a little bit of dialogue here and there about how, like, subconsciously, Bakugou might have acknowledged him and whatnot. I mean, we did get a little bit more character progression, I would say, from both of them. Both in Bakugou's personality and in Deku's power set. We know that he's slowly adapting to his power that he got from All Might. Anyway, that's the end of the chapter. Go ahead and leave me your thoughts and comments below. Tell me what you think. Until then, Shellstar signing out.